Hi everybody. Apologies for the air conditioner. I have it on low, but it's actually not that hot today. It's more stormy, but still, I like it kind of cool in here in the summer, and so does Jinx. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read some of my poetry that I used to write. I don't think I've written a poem in years, but there was a time that I used to write quite a bit, and I enjoyed it. I'm not saying I was any good at it. What I think I will do to, for those that don't want to hear my poetry, is I'll open these two packages first, but I hope most of you stick around and hear my dorky poetry. It's actually, I have written quite a few funny poems that ended up being turned into music by either with music loops or by the help of other real musicians. But these I'm going to read you are all serious. The first package I'm going to open is this one. Oh, I know what it is. It's a book. Nobody's watching me, everybody's watching Jinx clean herself. And it is I might actually have Kate Bush in the title, so it's not going to be a surprise. But yeah, someone is sending me, I believe it's Hounds of Love, one of my viewers on my main channel. So I thought I would get this book on all of her albums. I've talked about this before. I have a lot of these on track. Every album, every song, and most of them, I'd say 80% of them are really, really good. A few pictures. Lots of pictures, actually. And I've always, respected her music. I've enjoyed some of the songs I've heard, the well-known ones, but I've just never bought any of her albums, not for any reason. But I'm thinking I will enjoy the CD being sent to me, and I'll probably buy more. So what they're fans of the artist, and they just go through every album and every song, and they sometimes give in. Is it something I said? Jinxie. Yeah, and they go through every album and they talk about each song individually, and sometimes there's info about each song and a review, what the person thinks of each song. And I've said this before, but the only book that was not good was the Beatles' solo years. It was really simple, with like one sentence for some of the songs, or not even a full sentence. But this one looks good. I'll show you what. Night of the Swallow. So there you go. I don't know if you can pause that and read it or not. But I'll enjoy reading that. And then I got another package. I believe this is from a viewer. People send me stuff for free. I have probably 8 or 10 fans worldwide, but I don't like to brag about it. I have no idea what it is, or I forget. the person is going to send me. Oh, this isn't. Oh, this isn't from a viewer. Never mind what I said. But I do have a couple packages coming from a viewer because it says "Dear Customer." Okay. It is. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. I talked about it on my big channel recently. Midnight Oil. 3 of their albums. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The first album I ever bought of theirs in the early 80s, and I absolutely loved it. And then Red Sails in the Sunset, which was the follow-up, which I loved just as much as that. And I've never heard this one. This is the one before that one, I believe, called Place Without a Postcard. And I don't know why. You know, I bought those on vinyl in the early 80s, and I ended up selling them. But I don't know why, because I still remember, and I still remember most of the songs on those albums. And they were so good. And they're still performing. I think they're doing their final tour right now. So it's just nothing, just the box. Some ASMR for you. Midnight Oil. It comes with a nice little book. With the lyrics. By the way, if anybody's watching this, please remember it helps if you can try and watch the full video, and also like the video and leave a comment. Because someday I would like this channel to become the biggest channel on YouTube. Red Sails in the Sunset. And my girlfriend Molly, we've talked about this. I think at some point in the near future, she will be on this channel and she might do some cooking for you. She's a better cook than I am. You've seen my spaghetti sauce. So that has the lyrics. Yeah. And then the album I've never heard, Place Without a Postcard. Their biggest hit was Beds Are Burning, as some of you probably know. I don't really care for their album covers too much. And then the lyrics inside. So looking forward to listening to those 3 albums. I'll probably just, I probably just throw that out because I'm just happy with having 3 CDs of Midnight Oil. Now for the part that nobody's been looking forward to. So I've got, I don't know how long it'll take me to go through all this, but I don't have that many poems here. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, but they're short ones. 4, 5, 6, 7 poems. Just stay here, relax. So this first poem, being serious now, was written for my nephew Jamie, who sadly ended his life in 1991 when he was 19 years old. It's called For Jamie. I haven't read this in a long time. 1991, 19 years old, my nephew jumped out a 7th floor window. Laying in the snow, no sense of the cold, no sense of the selfish act he had committed. And, sorry to stop the poem, but I know that since then I've had somebody say, it's not selfish, you know, I don't want to argue about. That's what I wrote at the time, that was my feelings. As he bled inside and out, we screamed and yelled and cried. Jamie died, and all the pain in his life was multiplied and handed over to us to deal with, our hearts ripped out of our souls. Pain, guilt, confusion, anger, and finally forgiveness. No cute rhymes could end this tragedy. Next up is Safe, and this is one of the poems that became a song. This artist, Steve Murray, I think it was the first time somebody ever did something with my poetry and created a song. So if I remember, I'll put the song at the end of this video. It's called Safe. It's very short. Don't go here and don't go there. Don't go anywhere. Just stay in your home year after year, curled up in your favorite chair. You feel so safe from the outside world, and the hours go by and so do the days, months, and years. Age gracefully and die, my love, alone in your cocoon of fears. And I remember my friend telling me about his mother. I never knew about this kind of stuff, but she would never go out or rarely go out. And then I was thinking about that, and so the poem was based on her. And please let me know what you think of my poetry, the good or the bad, which one you like the most, which one you don't like. I like I like the poems where I'm not just trying to rhyme words. Puzzle of life, putting pieces of a puzzle together so supreme, looking for answers in all that you dream, understanding more and overstating less, guiding hands that heal, guiding hands that bless. Moments in time stand still, waves of calmness envelop you until peacefulness takes its hold on you, yet there's more work to do. Questions never answered, answers never questioned, making sense of no sense. Making sense of nonsense, so hard for you all. And especially I think it's the last poem I read called Salvation, some of these words would just come into my brain. They weren't forced. I wasn't, I gotta make this poem and force myself to write these words. It just all kind of flowed out of me. Except if it was a comedy. Comedy song or poem. The boat. In the middle of the ocean, stranded on a leaking boat, giving up on life, giving up on hope. Yet deep within my soul stir emotions to survive. I will not go down without a struggle. I want to stay alive. I thrash and splash and kick and scream and pray that this is all a bad dream. Yet this is not a dream, this is reality. And all I can see now is the water closing in on me. And I also wanted to say that sometimes when I would write these kind of depressing poems, it doesn't mean I was sad. I'm just a creative person. But I do remember when I started writing poetry, and I had this book of poems, and some of them were not good, even worse than these. And I gave it to my brother for about a week, and he came back and he said, he didn't really say anything good or bad, but he said they're depressing poems. And at the time, I didn't even, I had to reread them and think, yeah, they are depressing. So I was kind of, probably back then, I was like 17, I probably was depressed. speaking of depressed, the next one is, are you depressed? Which I turned into a song. Are you depressed? You are? Well, so am I. It's so nice to meet someone who feels the same way. Maybe together we can have a really miserable day. Once in a while you can say, oh, poor Larry, which will really make me cry. Share our trials and tribulations. Whatever tribulations means, I can't say. I'd have to look that up in a dictionary. We can walk down the darkening path of our own living hell forever, walking together hand in hand, moaning and groaning and whining so well together. God, we make such a miserable team I could die. Are you happy? You are? Well, so am I. If anybody wants to take apart these poems for their meaning, let me know. I think it's two people. I'm trying to analyze it myself. I think it's two people that are, or at least think they're depressed, and they're kind of enjoying being depressed together. I don't know. Another depressing one, boneless. In a shallow grave I fall within, and dirt is kicked into the hole feverishly by all my friends and family, until I'm covered up completely and start to lose consciousness. Above laughter fills the air. Even my dog sits nearby, wagging his tail happily. I giggle into the darkness as his favorite bone is buried along with me. What a mean pet owner. So that, I guess you call that dark humor. And I do have a sense of dark humor. I'm wearing a dark shirt. And if I get enough feedback for these poems, I will do another video with my poetry. Just warning you. So maybe nobody will leave a comment. Now this last one, Salvation. When I wrote it, probably in the 80s, sometime in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. The first line just came to me, like I said before, and it was like, I didn't even know what it meant, but I had to write it down, and I just wrote the poem, and I do not know what this poem means. I don't even kind of know what salvation means in a way, or I didn't back then. Now, one story I have about this poem is when I was on this other site where you would upload music, and I get good response for the most part. And I got this one really hate-filled comment, And I don't know why I did it, but instead of not responding to it or just responding back with anger, I sent him this poem. And the next day I got an email from him, and he said he broke down and cried, and he apologized to me. And so I guess that's the power of words. But like I said, I don't know why it affected him, but there was a reason I guess I wrote this poem, at least for one person. Here we go. Wake up. Thank you. Salvation. The foundation of spirit is beyond the light. That's the line that came to me. Yeah. The foundation of spirit is beyond the light. It can be seen even in the darkness of night. Feel it in your heart and see it in your soul. Salvation of love is the only goal. Angels may appear to you in a moment of distress. The beating heart holds all the truthfulness. Remember, lies are deceit and torment is pain. Thunder is lightning and snow is rain. I shouldn't interrupt myself, but when I wrote those two lines, I was thinking, those are kind of corny, stupid lines, but it's what I felt I had to write. Merging together and falling apart, the soul separates again from the heart. Dearly departed into the skies above, all fear vanishes into final love. Prayers may go unheeded, or so you think. for what is a chain without a link? Smiles are forthcoming to all the sad faces on earth, as time is at hand for the rebirth. Everybody out there's crying. So Jinx and I would like to thank anybody that watched the full video and listened to my silly poetry. Jinx thinks it's silly. And remember to leave a comment below. Jinx would really appreciate it. Oh, it's really raining out. That's what she's looking at. So thanks again for watching, and have a great day.
In and don't go there. Don't go anywhere. Just stay in your home. Year after year. Curl up in your favorite chair. You feel so safe from the outside world as the years go by. So do the days.